Hello everybody, my name is Dom, and yes, I am filming this on my phone, because I don't have a camera yet. There are more things to come with this channel. This is a new one. I shouldn't say my name is Dom anymore, that was my old channel. Ooh, welcome to the Rant Daily, the show where I get a randomly generated subject, and then I rant about it. Today's rant is brought to you by my bookshelf, which contains a live-action Flintstones movie. Now, it's not this specific movie that I want to talk about. It's live-action movies in general. Specifically, actually, adaptation movies. Because I can go through things that have done really, really well, and then things that have done just... Why does that exist? Prime example of something that went amazing is the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Endgame and Infinity War, being adaptations of the Infinity War storyline in the comics. Amazing, great. And then you have bad live-action adaptations being, Thor Ragnarok. Anyway, so you got Marvel do a very, very good job a large majority of the time, and DC have done 4 good jobs that I can think of off the top of my head, and that's the Christopher Nolan Batman trilogy and Aquaman. Is Aquaman? Yeah, Aquaman's DC. This is going on a rant about Marvel. I didn't even want it to be a rant about Marvel or DC. But the adaptation movies in general are just... You have to get them right. To get an adaptation right... another example is there was my favourite book series, Scholarly Pleasant by Derek Landy. I recommend you give all of the series a read. There is currently 13 books out. Was going to be a live-action movie of it. There was genuine castings and the script was being created. But then the creator saw that the script was going to try and turn it into a musical or something, and it was literally going to be the worst dog shit that you've ever seen. And so they scrapped it, which is what you should do if you have a bad adaptation. Another example of a horrible, just god-awful adaptation. It's Dragon Ball Evolution. I think that's the name. I don't want to go anywhere near. It's the live-action Dragon Ball movie, which was so bad. Like, this movie was supposed to be like, the final part of the guy. I can't remember the guy's name who made Dragon Ball, who wrote it. That was supposed to be like that was the end of Dragon Ball, but they wouldn't give him any input onto it whatsoever, and it went so wrong. That as an apology, the guy's like, do you know what? I can't stop writing Dragon Ball. I can't let this be what people are left with, the memory of this. And started writing, I think, Dragon Ball Super, which is pretty good. You got the 2013 adaptation, I think, of the RoboCop movie. So I think it's 2013 or 2012, the one that was dog shit. Yeah, so... But adaptations, don't even get me started on video game movies. Pixels, great in concept. It was amazing in concept. But it didn't, hit home. Then you've got fucking the Assassin's Creed movie. We don't talk about the Assassin's Creed movie. It's thinking about, I can't remember a lot of video game movies, but there are a few. And you got ones that aren't based on actual movies. Wreck-It Ralph is a pretty good one. Oh, you got the new Super Mario Bros. Movie that no one talks about. Speaking of just adaptations in general, book to film and TV. Amazing example, The Witcher on Netflix, based off of a novel, and the game's also based off of that novel. It's very, very, very good. Henry Cavill he's something else, man. It's very, very good. And then you got the How to Train Your Dragon movies. Well, as much as I love those movies, I haven't watched the third one. To me, the first one and the second one, you know, they should have stopped it there. It was really good. Same with Shrek 1 and 2, amazing. Shrek the third was pile of dog shit. They shouldn't have continued. But you got you got the books. So the concept of the films are, we're Vikings, we kill dragons, but Hiccup doesn't want to kill dragons. Whereas the concept of the actual books was, we all tame dragons. Oh, mind you, this movie, Hiccup not only doesn't want to kill dragons, but he tames like the rarest dragon, being a Night Fury. Whereas in the books, you know, they don't kill dragons, they don't hunt them, they tame them. And in the book, Toothless is like the most common piece of shit dragon there is. And that's it. That's the concept. The concept being that Hiccup has the worst fucking dragon. The movie is a horrible adaptation of it, but I like the movie a lot more than I like the book, to be fair. Now we're going to get on to the true, just bottom of the barrel of what I really wanted to talk about, which I've been avoiding. It's anime live-action adaptations. I don't think I've seen a single one that they've done well, because they try and condense hours of content. Like I haven't watched any Death Note. I don't know how many. I don't know if it has many seasons, but I know that like watching the anime Death Note takes more than under 2 hours. Because the movie, live action movie Death Note, was, I think, just under 2 hours. Might have been just over. I can't remember. I didn't finish it. And the plot just sped by. You didn't. It got so confusing because you had no idea what was going on. Because every 5 seconds there was another conflict. Legitimately, every 5 seconds. And then you've got the Full Metal. I love Full Metal Alchemist, so I thought I'm gonna give the live action movie a chance. I still have not finished that movie, and every time I go back to it, I watch about 10 minutes, actually probably 2, get sick to my stomach, and then just stop, because it is all wrong. Like, the characters don't look right, they don't sound right, the stories are shambles. It was one of the worst things I've ever watched, legitimately. And I sat there and watched Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I've watched truly awful films before, but nothing as oh god. Ugh. It's just the adaptions are one of those things where you have to get them just right. There's a Nathan Drake. I don't know if Nathan Drake. There is a Uncharted movie adaptation coming. I don't know when, but I've already seen Tom Holland. I used to think Tom Holland would be a terrible choice for it, but god damn, that looks good. It does look good. It's like you have to get the adaptation just right. You can't overdo it at all, because if you overdo it or underdo it, it's going to look shit. Another example is the Avatar Last Airbender live action movie. It's god awful. You know, if you're gonna make a movie based upon a TV show, do it like the first SpongeBob movie, not Sponge Out of Water. No, the actual first SpongeBob movie, you know, with the Goofy Goober thing and Dennis, the motorcycle guy that he can grow a moustache but just by clenching his ass cheeks. It just made its own story. Like a movie, again, the Simpsons movie, they didn't condense all the Simpsons into a movie. No, they just made it. Just there's a continuation. I know that's not a live action thing, it's cartoon to cartoon, but still. Transformers, for example, that has got so much content within it that the movies have pretty much a completely different lore to that I know of. I stopped watching after Age of Extinction because Grimlock didn't speak the entire time, and I was expecting there to be Dinobots the entirety of that movie, and there fucking wasn't. I want my money back. It's, you know, and even all the characters, they look different. Bumblebee wasn't a Volkswagen Beetle. Optimus wasn't that one red truck that didn't have any blue on it apart from his bum. Right? Jazz was just a Porsche. Wheeljack was Wheeljack. Ironhide was just Ratchet, but red. But then you got the live action ones where Devastator doesn't turn into a giant robot. Like, they completely morph together to make a whole different creature. You got Optimus turning in a Bumblebee turning into a Camaro. And then even in the Bumblebee movie, which I haven't watched, because I heard that it might have been bad, and I don't want to risk that because the models for the characters look so good. Bumblebee being a Volkswagen Beetle, Soundwave turning into a cassette deck. Like, the movie adaptation, they should be doing it, well, like the trailers did. I'm not going to speak about the movie if I haven't watched it, but let's do it how they did it in the trailers. It hooks you in and makes you go, damn, that looks pretty damn good. And then, much like any person watching a film from their childhood, you get excited to watch these movies. And then you watch them, and you realise what utter shit you have just witnessed upon your eyeballs. Much like Sony Pictures Animation, and what they said once they finally crafted the Emoji Movie. This is the worst shit I've ever made. And then they come back with Into the Spider-Verse, which is great. I don't know how they do it. And then you got another issue with the fact that even when a series does bad, they will still try and milk it. Like Despicable Me. They had the first film pretty good, second film, yeah, kind of worse, but still pretty good. And then the third film where Gru just randomly has a brother now. And then the Minions movie. And then the Minions movie 2. You know what else was a great movie where the bad guy was actually the good guy the whole time? Megamind. That was a great movie, and they only made one of it. When it comes to making adaptations, and just making a movie series in general, you gotta be very, very careful what you do. For example, King Arthur, which is an adaptation of the Knights of the Round Table story, is supposed to have 7 movies, and they only made 1. The Amazing Spider-Man was supposed to have, I think, 5 movies, and it was supposed to tie Andrew Garfield into the MCU, but the second one was so shit that they got Tom Holland to do it instead. They should have got Tobey Maguire, but that is just my opinion. Just adaptions in general are one of the worst things I've just ever seen, because they're so touchy. Another example, Doom. Love Doom. And then you got the Doom movie with Dwayne The Rock Cena McMahon, Stone Cold, Shorty G, Undertaker, Kane, Johnson. Just when they had the first person shot, Doom was one of those films you can watch and go, it's pretty shit, but I'll watch it. And then you got Doom Annihilation, which no, we don't speak of. Then you got the Resident Evil movies. First one, this is my personal opinion. First one, I like the first one, and then afterwards I didn't really like them whatsoever. They went very quickly down. I mean, the first one was already down the route of being just an action horror flick. But much like the games themselves, it got so much worse. Resident Evil 1, pretty good. So better setting guidelines. Resident Evil 2, Leon's pretty damn good. I like Leon. Resident Evil 3, yo, that's Nemesis. That's pretty cool. And Jill again, yo, that's pretty nice. Resident Evil 4, yo, more Leon. This is a great game. Resident Evil 5, Chris Redfield punches Boulder. Or was that Resident Evil 6? It was one or the other. It goes from being like survival horror to punching a fucking boulder to death. That's what the films went through, but it was a lot faster, and it kind of lost most of its horror elements because of that. That might just be me, but that is a personal view on that subject. it's Lego movies in general. You got the Lego movie, pretty good. I haven't watched Lego Movie 2, so I can't speak about that. Lego Batman movie, pretty good. You know, those movies have been, they're pretty good for what they do. Like, the Lego Batman movie, it does a really good riff. Even though it's a children's movie, it still manages to take the piss out of the fact that Robin's called Dick Grayson in the movie. They make a dick joke in a children's movie, and they pull it off flawlessly. It's great. It's a great movie for kids, and it's one that you can watch it as an adult without, going, oh my god, this is so... Well, I mean, it is pretty cringy, but you can watch it. You can laugh at it. You can have fun with it. And then you got the Emoji Movie. Yeah. That's a film that exists. Not much more to speak on that. But more adaptations, you got the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which Roald Dahl hated because one of the reasons he hated it so much is they replaced the squirrels with a golden goose. Then you got the one with what's his face? The guy from Pirates of the Caribbean, and I've forgotten his name. Oh, this is gonna annoy me. It's John. I feel like it's John something. Oh, I really can't remember it. Oh, but he's in everything, right? This is really bothering me now. Give me a second. Johnny Depp. Is it Johnny? Johnny Depp. There we go. I think it's Johnny Depp. Is it Johnny Depp? I'm gonna say it's Johnny Depp. With Johnny, and that was, I like that film, and apparently that was either Roald Dahl's wife said that he would have really liked it. You got like really good films adaptations with James the Giant Peach, the original Witches movie. Both adaptations of the BFG were really good. And then, you have just, those are really good. Like, Disney are very good at making adaptations. They made Treasure Planet into a space sci-fi thing. Not many people like, not many people like Treasure Planet. I do. I like Treasure Planet. But then you got times that Disney just, they don't have it right. They don't have it right whatsoever. When they made an adaptation of their own damn movie into live action. You might have heard of it before, Mulan. Pretty good movie, yeah? And then the live action one where it was filmed in a goddamn concentration camp. Good work, Disney. Especially for in the credits thanking that specific concentration camp for letting you film nearby. Great work, Disney. Great work. Then you got the live action Lion King movie, which was all computer animated. Because, lions can't talk. Great branding, Disney. Just, God, it's so good. It's so bad. It's just one of those things where things are... Adaptation movies, as I said before, are very... You have to get them just right for it to pull it off. Even remasters, you have to get just right to be able to pull it off. Great example being a remaster of Resident Evil 2 was great. It was amazing. It was beautiful. You can even think about games with this as well. Like an adaptation of the original G1 cartoon for Transformers. Is Transformers Devastation. Amazing game. I love Transformers Devastation. It's just, there are things. Another adaptation in games is every single Lego game that has ever been made. I mean, like Lego Batman, and I'm not talking about like Lego Islands, with pepperoni. Like the Lego games are great. I had tons of fun playing them, and every now and again I boot up my DS to play Lego Batman. Like, I just enjoy it. Those have done adaptations well. They've done them good. Like, in most of the Lego games, I say most because I think the more recent ones people do talk. But in like the older Lego games, your characters never spoke. Like, they have the Lego Star Wars saga, the complete saga being the prequels and the original trilogy, not the shit trilogy that have recently come out. Force Awakens and that lot. They managed to convey a story with a character not speaking a single word. In fact, the characters don't even, the most noise they make is, huh? Oh! Or, the Tusken Raiders going, It's just, adaptions in general are just very, very finicky. And honestly, there is some occasions where it does work, but there are others where it doesn't. Anime is one of those things where a live action movie isn't gonna work unless you make it like a good couple parts long. Like, for example, I haven't watched all of Diamonds Unbreakable live action movie. That's the thing. But like, I'm gonna put Diamonds Unbreakable here as if they didn't make a movie already, which they have. A good idea is to make like a series. So the first movie, they beat Angelo, the first bad guy in JoJo, or maybe like Angelo and then Okuyasu and Red Hot Chili Pepper beat them. We don't have to have every single minor antagonist. The next movie, they fight Rohan, and I can't remember all the orders of the characters, but they exist. And like the final two movies, it'll be like a Harry Potter and a Deathly Hallows situation, where it's like thus spoke fucking Yoshikage Kira, because you can have the first part of it being after Shiggy dies, and they're hunting down Kira, and then the next movie they can have it as Kozaki. Like, you can split up an anime into, like, you can split it up enough to make a load of different films from just the side plot lines. So why are you gonna cram it all together? Why are you gonna just all you're doing is just making something that even my dog would be upset to coil out in the garden. I think I might have gotten off track in this rant. I'm going to do one of these at least every day. It's going to be a randomized subject each day. I'm either going to use a random number generator, or just think of the first thing that comes up the top of my head. Whatever happens, it's going to do once a day, and only once a day. So I hope you enjoy. If you like it and want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe and I will make more. That being said, I am the Ranting Daily, and that is the end of the first ever episode. Hopefully my equipment improves with time.